Who was your first... Oh, fucking... Mosquitoes! Mosquitoes! They're gonna eat me alive.
3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
Hey guys, it's gorgeous outside and I thought I'd film another video for you. I'm just kind of in a lazy whatever mood, not sure what to film, so I figured it's been a while since other people have done it, but I thought it'd be a good time to do my first time tag. So why don't we just get right into it? Okay, what was your first tweet? My first tweet was actually a promotional tweet for Dropbox. If you tweeted something for them, you actually got like extra free space, and I hadn't been on Twitter yet, so like I created a Twitter account and promoted for Dropbox, and then that started my Twittering. What was your first YouTube video? My first YouTube video was my coming out story. Who was the first person you subscribed to on YouTube? So before I really met Dan, I didn't realize that there was like a YouTube community and YouTubers in general. It was kind of foreign to me. But the one person that I do remember subscribing to that kind of did vlogs and stuff was this guy named Jimmy D. Shea. He's a Marine, and he filmed this ridiculous video of like him trapped in his room during a storm. And I don't know, I hit subscribe. It was like 6 years ago, and that was the first person I subscribed to. What was your first Facebook profile picture? I actually used MySpace until I got my college ID, and that allowed me to create a Facebook account with like lehigh.facebook.com, and I was all extremely happy about it. So I kind of copied my MySpace pictures over, but my official first Facebook picture, it was the first profile picture for a day before another one replaced it, is this one right here. You can see I got kind of lines in my head, like in my scalp. I had shaved my head for some cancer fundraiser, and people were like, holy shit, you've got lines in your head, what the hell? And yeah, they're there, you just can't see them anymore. Do you still talk to your first love? Well, I'd say really my first real love is Dan, but I have used the word before, I just don't think it was really applicable. But I do talk to my first girlfriend every now and then. We're kind of still acquaintances a little bit. I don't really talk to too many friends from high school, but you know, here and there. What was your first alcoholic drink? There's a picture, I don't think I can find it for you, but there's a picture of my dad like letting me sip his Budweiser when I was really small, so if that counts, that was my first alcoholic drink. What was your first job? I was a swimming pool chemical salesman at first. Sold swimming pool chemicals to people. The unfortunate side to that is that I'm literally like now a walking encyclopedia of pool knowledge, and so if you've got any like pool questions, cloudy water, your pH is off, just let me know, I can help you out. What was your first car? My first car was a Chrysler LeBaron, sexy thing. Right here, as you can see a picture. It was actually my grandfather's car. When he passed away from cancer in 2006, I bought it for my grandmother, and it served me well for a few years until I got my current Acura. Who was the first person to text you today? Well, let's find out. Let's see. My guess is going to be Dan, because he's the only one who texts me. So the first thing Dan texted me today was, "You are crazy," because I told him that I kind of slept through my alarm and woke up and got ready and left for work in like 10 minutes. Who's the first person you thought of this morning? Obviously Dan. He's the only person I think about like 99% of the time. Who was your first... Oh, fucking mosquitoes! Mosquitoes! They're gonna eat me alive. Who was your first grade teacher? My first grade teacher was Mrs. Amarillo, and I was really a troublemaker. At one time, I actually ran out of the classroom, ran a lap around the school, and hid in the bushes for like a half an hour, and they were scrambling and they couldn't find me, and I couldn't imagine, now as like an adult looking back, I couldn't imagine what I put those poor people through. But she was an amazing teacher. I loved her. Where did you go on your first airplane ride? I went to Disney World when I was like tiny. I don't even remember basically anything. I have very little memory, but there's pictures of me riding on the plane. I had the Disney ears. I actually got to go up in the cockpit and got the pilot wings with the pilot back before when you could do that, so that was a pretty good time. Who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? That's really, I was thinking about this for a while. I cannot picture like who's my real first best friend. It's just so hard to say, but I don't really talk to very many people from elementary school days, so probably I don't talk to them anymore. Where was your first sleepover? Well, my cousin Thomas, who's been in videos of mine in the past, we used to go up to his house for like a week every summer, and it was great. They live up in the mountains, so I think that counts. That was probably my first real sleepover, even if it's a family. What was the first thing you did this morning? Same thing I do every morning. I get up, I take a shower, I get dressed, I go to work. It's super exciting. What was the first concert you ever went to? My parents took me to a Mannheim Steamroller concert, and if you've never heard of them before, it's understandable. It was like a rock Christmas music concert. I don't know, it's pretty cool, but kind of weird. First true concert I ever went to was the Killers concert at Jones Beach. That was a pretty good time. First broken bone, I've never broken a bone, so. First piercing, I have no piercings. First foreign country you traveled to, that would be Canada. I've gone up to Niagara Falls when I was little. We drove there. It was a very long drive, like 9 hours or so. What was the first movie you remember seeing? Probably The Land Before Time. That movie, I think I've mentioned this in a past video, but that movie is like the only movie that's really ever brought me to tears. The scene where Petrie tries to give Littlefoot his tree star because Littlefoot's sad because he's never going to see his parents again, and Littlefoot doesn't accept it. I don't know, I just remember crying and like being brought to tears of like Petrie's generosity and Littlefoot not accepting it because he was so sad. When was your first detention? Let's just say when I was in elementary school, I was a troublemaker, and the principal and I spent many hours together. Who was your first roommate? My older brother. We shared a room until I was in 5th grade, so pretty much my whole childhood he was my roommate, and it was a pretty good time. We used to stay up really late at night talking about anything and everything. What was the first sport you were involved in? I'm not sure. It was either soccer or baseball. I played them both when I was like 5, and I wasn't particularly good at either of them, and I stopped playing sports after that. What is the first thing you do when you get home? I say hello to Puppy every day, like clockwork. I think it makes Dan jealous. I think my parents have just learned to accept it, but she gets super excited to see me, so I'm obviously gonna get super excited to see her. And finally, when was your first kiss? My first kiss was when I was in high school with my first girlfriend, although we weren't dating yet. It was in the rain, it was at night, it was as romantic as you want it to sound. It was actually not bad. I'm like naturally a good kisser, so, you know. So that was my first time tag video thing. I don't know, it just feels good to film stuff again. It's kind of getting dark, and I hope the end of this video isn't like pitch black. I'm outside. I tried to capture some of the beautiful evening. Unfortunately, I work all the time, so it's really hard to get out and film, but so tomorrow on Saturday, I'm doing the rappelling off the side of my office building. It's going to be an awesome time. If you want to come check it out, come watch me, come hang out. I would love to meet any and all of you. It's in Jersey City. The details are in the link below. One correction from my last video. I said you could take the path over. The path between the World Trade Center and the Exchange Place doesn't run on the weekends, so don't try and do that. You can take the ferry, or you can take the path to Hoboken and take the light rail. There's a lot of options, but you can't take the path from the World Trade Center to Exchange Place. It's closed because it's New Jersey path. And I decided to have like a kind of meetup because I'm going by myself and I've got no one to come with me. So if you guys live in the New York City area, New Jersey, something like that, and you want to come hang out, come hang out. It's going to be a great time.